The elders of Umuaro often said that a village's true heart showed itself when darkness grew teeth. In those days, Umuaro lay between rolling grasslands and the long shadow of the OG forest, an ancient wilderness older than the stories told beside hearthfires. Few dared wander deep into it, for the forest held whispering winds, strange footfalls, and a past nobody had fully explained. But this tale was not about the forest's secrets. It was about a girl named Nkairu, whose courage rose from the quiet places of her heart. Nkairu was 16, thin as a reed and quick with her hands. She lived with her mother, Adiz, and her younger brother, Obina. Her father had died 2 years earlier, swallowed by sickness that moved like a cold Harmattan wind. Since then she carried twice the responsibilities of most girls her age, fetching water, pounding yam, splitting firewood, and tending to their small garden patch behind the compound. Even so, she rarely complained. Nkairu's voice was soft, and she moved through the village like someone who listened more than she spoke. But what the villagers did not know was that Nkairu carried a fear that never left her, the forest. She avoided its edge. She quickened her steps whenever she heard the cry of a night bird. Even in broad daylight, the sight of the ancient trees tightening into darkness made her stomach twist. Her fear had been born on the night her father died. The healer had asked for a rare root that only grew near the forest's mouth. Nkairu had run to fetch it, but the night wind had trembled with sounds, twigs snapping, leaves shifting, the low growl of something unseen. She had fled, root forgotten. Her father died before dawn. In her heart, she believed she had failed him. So the forest became her enemy, and fear grew like vines around her spirit. The shadow stirs. That season, the village faced a strange disturbance. Chickens vanished from compounds. Goats bleated in terror at midnight, only for their voices to be silenced suddenly. Hunters said they found deep claw marks on tree trunks and strange footprints near streams. At first, people blamed a hungry leopard. But leopards rarely moved this close to human homes. Some whispered of an evil spirit awakened from the forest's belly. Others believed it was a wandering Ogbanj child taking beastly shape. Rumor fed fear, and fear fed rumor. One night, the creature attacked the goat pen of the chief priest himself. The priest's son, Adichukwa, swore he saw the shadow of something huge, larger than a lion, drag a goat toward the forest. The village exploded into panic. At the morning gathering, the elders announced what everyone feared. A monster has come from OG forest. It must be faced. Hunters were called. Warriors sharpened their spears. But no one stepped forward to lead the hunt. Even the bravest men looked away when the elders' eyes passed over them. The stories, the tracks, the eerie cries, everything pointed to a creature not of this world. Fear had tied their tongues. But the shadow did not wait. That very night, it came again. The child taken. Nkairu woke to screams. Not the distant kind that traveled from compound to compound, but the close, sharp cry of someone she knew. Obina. She burst from her sleeping mat, heart hammering. Outside, torches flickered as villagers shouted and ran. Near the gate of their compound, she saw deep gouges in the earth, scattered footprints, and her mother kneeling, wailing. They took him. Adiz screamed. The forest beast carried him away. Nkairu's mind emptied. She didn't think, she ran. She followed the drag marks leading toward the forest edge, her breath ragged. Villagers called after her, but their voices fell behind. At the boundary where the village light ended and the forest darkness began, Nkairu stopped. Her legs trembled. The trees rose before her like tall, watchful spirits. Beyond them lay the place she had avoided for years. Her deepest fear waited inside those shadows. But her brother's life lay inside them too. She felt something shift inside her, not a sudden bravery, but a quiet, fierce clarity. Fear was a wall. Courage was the decision to climb it. She stepped into the forest. The forest speaks. The air grew colder as she moved between the ancient trees. Her torchlight shook in her hand. Every rustle tightened her muscles. But she pushed forward, following the drag marks illuminated by moonlight filtering between branches. After some time, the mark stopped. The trees around her grew larger, older. Their roots twisted like wrinkled hands. A soft whistle broke the silence. Nkairu spun around, spear raised. But the sound came again, gentle, melodic, like a flute. Then a small figure appeared from behind a stump. A child. He looked no more than 10, with glowing eyes reflecting the torchlight. His skin shimmered faintly, and the leaves did not crunch beneath his feet. Nkairu froze. She had heard of forest spirits, children who wandered between worlds. But this one looked curious, not dangerous. You do not belong here, village child, he said softly. My brother was taken, Nkairu replied, voice shaking. A beast dragged him into this forest. The spirit child tilted his head. The creature you fear is not what you think. Then tell me. He hesitated. It is not born of evil. It is wounded, lost, and afraid. It hides in the deepest hollow of the forest. But it has taken your brother, and danger follows fear. Show me where, Nkairu said. You are afraid, he observed. Yes, she whispered. But I will not leave my brother. The spirit child smiled gently. Then follow me. The forest listens to those who walk with courage. The beast in the hollow. They journeyed deeper, until they reached a clearing surrounded by stones carved with ancient symbols. A massive fallen tree lay in the center, its hollow trunk wide enough to swallow a person whole. Low, trembling growls echoed from inside. The spirit child pointed. Your brother is within. The beast guards him. Why? It is lonely. Long ago, it had a master, an old hunter who raised it as a cub. But when the hunter died, the beast wandered into the forest, wounded and frightened. Fear twisted it. Now it attacks to survive. Nkairu swallowed hard. Will it kill him? Not yet. It does not kill children. But time is thin. Nkairu stepped forward. Each movement felt like carrying a boulder on her back. Her fingers trembled around her spear. But she forced herself onward. When she reached the hollow, a musky, heavy scent filled the air. She knelt and peered inside. 2 eyes glowed from the darkness. The beast emerged slowly, a massive creature with the head of a lion, the body of a bear, and claws long enough to carve stone. Its fur was matted with old wounds. It limped on one foreleg. Behind it, Obina lay tied in vines, unconscious but breathing. The beast roared. The sound shook leaves from branches. Nkairu froze. Her entire body screamed to run. But she planted her feet. Her voice wobbled, but she forced the words out. I am not here to fight. The beast growled again, confused. You are wounded, she said softly. You are afraid. The creature blinked. The growl softened. Nkairu slowly dropped her spear. Her hands lifted in peace. Step by step, she moved closer. Every step felt like stepping into fire. But she kept walking. She knelt before the beast. You miss your master, she whispered. You have been alone too long. The enormous creature whimpered, a deep, sorrowful sound. Then it lowered its head. Nkairu reached out, her hand shaking, and touched its matted fur. The beast shuddered but did not attack. She spoke gently, soothingly, until the creature's breathing slowed. Then she moved to her brother, untied him, and lifted him into her arms. The beast watched her with sad, quiet eyes. You do not have to fear anymore, she told it. Nor cause fear. The spirit child stepped forward from the shadows. You have done what warriors could not. Courage listens. And the forest listens to courage. The return. Carrying Obina, Nkairu walked back toward the village. The spirit child guided her until they reached the forest's edge. You will not see me again, he said. But remember, courage shapes paths where fear builds walls. Nkairu nodded, voice thick. Thank you. When she stepped out of the trees, villagers gasped. Torches flared. Her mother ran to her, sobbing with relief. Hunters and elders gathered around, eyes wide. You went into OG forest alone, they asked. And returned alive. Nkairu simply nodded. What of the beast? The chief demanded. She hesitated, then said, It will trouble us no more. It was not evil, only afraid. Like many of us. The elders murmured among themselves. But no one questioned her, for there was something different in her eyes, something steady and unshaken. Obina soon recovered, telling the story of waking in darkness and hearing his sister's voice cut through fear like a blade. From that day, Nkairu walked past the forest with her head high. The shadows no longer frightened her. Fear still whispered, of course, but courage spoke louder. And the villagers of Umuaro told the story for generations. On the night the forest listened, courage defeated fear.